really important that we begin to change the mindset of young people to know that your vote counts.
They don't understand that the legislative arm of government is actually a co-equal arm of government.
We have an incredible amount of potential.
Whatever it is I was doing, because of my personal DNA, it had to be of an international standard, which is what, seriously speaking, is all about. Yes, welcome to the show. Today, I'm talking about love, obviously, because it's only a few days to Valentine's. But however, I'm putting a twist on it. Love, as you understand it, may not be what you're going to get in the story of the couple I'm going to introduce you to today. However, the inspiration is the fact that it's been put in the book, love being sacrificed, love being patience, love being everything to the other person, regardless of wherever that person takes you to. Now, I remember seeing a badge in those days that said, love is blah, blah, blah. So for this couple, love is patience, love is sacrifice. And it's in a book. You can get a copy, but only if you stay tuned, meet my guest, and you'll find out how to get that copy and probably be motivated to be the best that you can be at being in love with whoever you choose to love. We'll be back in a short while. Welcome back. My guest has been waiting for me in my living room. And it's very strange to be on this side interviewing you, but I must, first of all, just stay where you are, but I'll give you a hug. I love you.
Love you too.
I love you because you're beautiful.
Thank you.
You are stylish.
Thank you.
You love your husband.
Absolutely.
You love God.
Absolutely.
And you love the world.
Absolutely.
So much so that love carried you to Indonesia.
Okay. That bit is very interesting. Very, very interesting.
But first of all, I'd like to start from, you always look gorgeous. Does it have anything to do with your name, Yinyade Abiola Emmanuel Dania?
Well, I would hope so. But I'm someone who actually likes to, I just like to be happy. I like to come out looking happy. Even when I'm sad, I feel I shouldn't, take my sadness around with me. So this is why I do what I do when I dress up.
In other words, looking at you, nobody will never know when you're sad or when you're happy. You're just...
No.
Because you're one of those ladies who waited for everything.
Yes.
But you didn't wait for a husband, did you?
Well, it took us 8 years, though, before we got married. I wasn't waiting, but we were dating. And so, well, yes, 8 years before we got married.
And then you thought it would be like one bam, and the kids are there.
Because it was actually my first love, still is. So we met when I was 19.
You know how they say, you just eat okra soup all your life.
I know, right? But this okra soup is sweet. I really don't know what any other okra soup would taste like, but I like this one.
And so you got married and you waited for your kids.
Yes, so we got married and we just thought, we're not waiting like, sometimes you can plan. Some people actually plan. They don't want babies for the next 2-3 years. But that wasn't the case for us, though. So we got married thinking, because my husband he loves children more than I do. I love children too, but he adores children. So we just thought, we'll get married and, of course, things would just fall in line and in place, but that wasn't the case.
After all, you had been with the only guy you ever knew.
Exactly.
You had no sordid past.
You got that. So, but that wasn't how it happened. So we were waiting on the face of the Lord for 11 years altogether. Between the 11 years, we had three losses, 2 miscarriages, and 1 preterm birth.
And all this is out in your book. Why did you decide to write the book? And why did you choose the title, Good Father? Okay,
so, because the story is so... the journey was quite long. Yeah. And not long in the number of years, but long in the process. So we got married, like I said before, and 4 years after, I got pregnant. We were, trying, but nothing happened. And on the 4th year, we had gone to see doctors and all of that. And I did get pregnant without help. And after about 17 weeks, we lost that baby. And after that, we got pregnant again 2 years after.
I like that we got pregnant again.
Yes, we did. we do it together, right? So, yeah, so we got pregnant again 2 years after, and that one wasn't long. It was about 8 weeks. But the third one, before my daughter, who is alive and well, Abigail, that took us on another, having losses was bad enough. So, but this one, I actually gave birth to. The 23rd week. And he actually...
preterm.
Yes, so it was preterm. So I gave birth to him, held him in my arms, and about 5 minutes after, he breathed his last, and that was it. So that was quite challenging. That was like the darkest. Apart from my mom's death and my brother who died a few years after her, that was like a major blow. It was below the belt, I call it, for me. And this actually affected us, but for a short period. But it was a major shake.
This was how many years into the marriage?
This was 10 years into the marriage. Because, yes, so the 11th
That was
year
the darkest hour before the dawn.
Exactly.
So I find that very interesting that it was actually just before, because by the 11th year you ended up having a baby. But, in all of those losses, you said the one that you actually held the baby was the darkest hour. I call it darkest hour. But at that point in time, you had challenges. I don't know if how does that link to the good father? I'm trying to link to the good father.
Okay, so after that, this was in the US, so I came back home, and my husband said to me, after all of the main thing was why it was dark for me at that moment was because he wasn't there when it happened, when I had my son.
For the first time.
On his way. Because we were so sure that this particular pregnancy will hold till the end. So I just felt, you should have been there, And
but was it his fault that he wasn't there? The good thing is in the studio, I'm going to bring him to answer that question.
Yes. So, well, yeah, exactly. Let him answer that question by himself. So I came back home, and he said to me that the Lord spoke to him about going to Indonesia on mission work. And so I said to him, really, are you crazy?
After all of these.
You know what I mean? So this is the next thing. Shouldn't we just say, let's see how we can get away, go to some fun place and just be there for 3 months or something, and then we can, but this is what you throw at me. So that was another blow. So I had to think about that. Eventually, I agreed to go with him.
Why did you agree?
When we got married, we had a pact, basically, between myself and him, apart from the vows, that whatever we did, we'll do together. So I remember that, and I said to myself, why would I want my husband to go all the way to some country that he's never been, we don't have any family, we don't know anyone who knows anyone there. So I just thought, we have to do this together, if anything else, but, this particular one would have to do together. So I agreed, and then we did go, like 4 months after. But before we left, he started a worship program called Symphony of Love. And that happened like a month before we left. And interesting, so it's a 3-hour worship program. Just worship, to the Father. Interdenominational, so all churches, it's not restricted to Redeemed or Baptist or... So everybody can come. So we started that, and that was another initiative that God gave to him, which he carried out. And every woman who came to that particular program, about 4 of them, we got testimonies of them having children afterwards. Yes.
Did you ask God why?
I know, right? So, and prior to this, we were pastoring a church, and we prayed for so many women, and they got pregnant. So you can imagine me thinking, okay, so what did I do really?